Cloning is used in a lot of ways, but genetic cloning is nothing but taking the genetic material from one organism and making an exact copy of it. Oftentimes, cloning occurs in unicellular organisms such as bacteria. These organisms use mitosis to produce offsprings, which in most cases are identical to the parent. Cloning also occurs in humans in the case of identical twins. When a fertilized egg splits, it creates two or more embryos, making their DNA identical. Animals are cloned in two ways. The first method is embryo twinning,
where the embryo is split into two halves and these two halves are placed in the mother's uterus. Each part of the embryo develops into a unique animal, but these animals share common genes.
The second way to clone animals is by using the method somatic nucleus transfer. Somatic cells are body cells make up an organism, but sperm and egg cells, which are used for reproduction, have only one set of chromosomes. When the sperm from dad fertilizes the egg from mom, it creates a new organism with unique genes different from both the mom and dad. But it is not the same as somatic cells. These cells have a full set of chromosomes, so you only need one cell to start the reproduction process. And this makes the offspring identical to the parent.
So, to clone, scientists transfer the DNA from an animal's somatic cell into an egg cell that has had its DNA and nucleus removed. In both ways, the egg cell develops into an early stage embryo in a test tube, and later the embryo is implanted into an adult female.
This adult female will give birth to a genetically identical offspring from the animal that donated the cell. Dolly the sheep was widely known to be the first and famous clone.
In 1996, a Scottish scientist cloned the first animal, known as Dolly the sheep. Dolly was cloned using an udder cell from an adult sheep. After Dolly, scientists cloned cows, deer, horses, cats, and dogs.
But clones can't always be identical. Cece, a female Kauso cat, looks very different from its mother, even though it was cloned.
But to a phenomenon in which the X chromosome that determines which coat color genes are turned on and off occurred randomly that make the cat look different from its mother.
Researchers can use cloning in many ways. An embryo made by cloning can turn into a stem cell. These cells are the early stages of all cells, which differentiate and makes different cells and tissue. Cloning can be used in many ways, but it is important to use it for the right cause.